Hey guys, Never Stop Dotting here today, and we are going to be taking a look at the Legends Limited Super Saiyan Broly's abilities. He will be in the game this weekly reset, and he honestly, just from the trailer alone, he looks insane. A Legends Limited Super Saiyan Broly that transforms into the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Like the first time he's being represented in Legends Limited format, you already know, without even seeing the abilities, he's going to be absolutely insane. Probably the best unit in the game, if not up there with the top. So let's see what he does. So for strengths, overwhelming attack power, faithful to the movies. So Broly has a unique gauge that charges with each arts used, granting an increase to damage inflicted when that max suits him. Makes sense, it's a Broly unit, he needs to just pummel people. Whether it's strike, blast art, or KOing an enemy, or grant power-ups to attacking abilities. Truly an attacker that gets stronger with each further attack. Yep, you just want to keep on attacking over and over. I can imagine him having some card draw speed, some ways of just drawing cards and whatnot. Prevent enemy cover changes. So special cover changes will be nullified upon entering the battlefield, and after transforming, Broly will activate a block against cover and special cover changes, just like Ultra Instinct Sign Goku. That's gonna be ridiculous. Those two together, just having that lock-in is pretty ridiculous. So that will be fun to try out when, and hopefully if I do pull this unit. So legendary Super Saiyan Broly transformation, here it is. Recovers 100% of the vanishing gorge and transform with Broly's main ability. Enjoy buffs crossing both offense and defense, such as nullifying unfavorable element damage and increases to damage inflicted. Brandish the legendary power of the sinister and indestructible warrior, Legends Limited Super Saiyan Broly. Yeah, just from this alone, he seems pretty terrifying because I know he's going to transform into a monster. So we know he's red. He obviously is Saiyan, Super Saiyan, and powered bond. The fact that he's Super Saiyan as well, he can be paired with the Zenkai Super Saiyan Bardock and just make it ridiculous because the crits and his episode movies. So he'll buff powered opponents, Saiyan, movies, and blast defense. Is that it? Am I missing something? Buff base blast defense. Oh, okay, it shows more information here. So he gives strike attack and defense and blast defense if they're both powerful opponent and episode movies. Okay, that's what I was confused about here. I thought it was showing the information. Okay, so strike, he has blast armor, pretty much standard when you have a melee type. LF, special move, greatly reduce the enemy's key on hit and one time only prevent all enemies from switching out. So deals massive explode damage plus 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. The following effects occur when hit, reduces 50 key and no switching 5 timer counts first time. Okay, has blast armor as well. Yep, so it's one of those forward charging ones that will hit your opponents, do a ton of damage. So greatly recover key and get a boost to damage inflicted and hit. Draw a special move arts card for an easy follow-up attack. So once again, it's a follow-up. Green applies the following effects to self upon activation, or it might be an AoE, I'm actually not too sure. So applies the following effects to self upon activation, restores half by 10%, key by 50, 20% more damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Draws a special move if it hits one time and inflicts enemies with 10% more damage received for 15 timer counts. Can combo into everything. Has blast armor. Yeah, pretty much the standard right there. So main ability, so transform into the legendary Super Saiyan Broly, greatly recover health and key as well as 100% of the vanish. There were additional buffs like increased damage, so try to fill the unique gorge as quickly as possible. So yep, you transform into the legendary Super Saiyan, you draw 2 cards if you have 3 or less, 50% more health, 50 key, you vanish back, cancels attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. If only unique gorge is full, it resets to 0 and the following effects occur: plus 20% to damage inflicted and destroys all of your enemy cards. I swear, this is happening a lot where opponents can just destroy your hand completely, and it's so annoying because sometimes you have those hands set where you can make a comeback and then nope, I've destroyed it all, or there's some where it destroys half your hand, but still very annoying. So 20 timer counts, so 5 timer counts shorter than most of the other ones, which is pretty good. I think a bit longer for a transforming one. I'm pretty sure transforming ones used to be 15 timer counts, but I may be wrong. We haven't had a transforming LF in a very long time. So unique ability 1, using strike and blast arts or defeating an enemy will raise damage inflicted more and more. Go crazy upon entering the battlefield with nullification of special cover changes and get a one-time only nullification of any key reduction. Plus KOing an enemy will recharge the Vanish Gorge by 100% too, so you can get Vanish back multiple times. Okay, that's fantastic. So applies the following effects when the battle starts. Charges unique Gorge 20%, nice, 100%, 120% to damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 70%. I swear, like, this is gonna get to a point where it's gonna be close to 100% because this value here keeps on increasing. This value here keeps on increasing to kind of balance it out. It's just gonna get wild. So he has card draw speed increased by 1. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. So draws 1 card if he has 3 or fewer. Stores 30 ki plus 50% to damage inflicted. Activates once, cannot be cancelled, so that's 170%. Nullifies cover change for 5 timer counts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, -1 to card draw speed. Plus the following effects itself every time this character uses a strike or blast, so plus 15% to damage inflicted just in general for 10 timer counts, and that will stack, it seems. Yeah, that's already very powerful. Applies the buff effect, nullifies enemies, reduce key effect, so you will just be able to go absolutely crazy for 10 timer counts. Activates once but resets after character switch. Yep, seems pretty good for a first unique ability. Applies the following effects itself when this character defeats an enemy, so draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer. Restores health by 10%, ki by 50, get your Vanish back, 20% more damage inflicted, and more card draw speed. That's just like the main ability. Like, I swear it's the exact same as this here. No, not there, from here. It's that of the main ability with multiple times that can happen because it applies when this character defeats an enemy. So you could defeat 2 enemies and have essentially 3 main abilities. This is just insane. Okay, activation count is shared before and after transforming. Okay, that's pretty important to know. Okay, unique ability 2, as if he needs it. So get a special cover change against strike arts, nice to know. Recover health and nullify unfavorable element factor damage just through a normal cover change, so Broly can stay powerful even without a special one. Also, the unique Gorge will charge with each art used, and the damage inflicted will increase when the Gorge is full. And with nullification of enemy special cover changes, no one will be able to interfere with Broly's increased firepower. So straight away we know he cover changes strikes, comboable into special moves, makes sense. Plus the following effects to self when changing cover, so stores 50% health and gets 30 ki. On top of the 30 ki he gets from just entering the battle, so he'll get 60 ki once. So nullifies unfavorable element for 10 timer counts, and that activates 3 times. So charge its own unique Gorge every time this character uses an art card while they are on the battlefield. Applies the following effects to self once unique Gorge is full. Draws 1 new card, stores ki by 30. More damage inflicted, okay? So 20% can't be cancelled. He gets 30% for 5 timer counts, so 50% in that instance. Applies buff effect, notifies cover change for 5 timer counts. Okay, the following effects occur when hit with an enemy's art attack while this character is on the battlefield 3 times. So restores own health by 10%, shortens allies sub count by 1, and reduces enemy ki by 20. Okay, and that was before he's transformed. Before he transformed, he already seems really good. So this is once he's transformed into the legendary Super Saiyan. So he has blast armor, makes sense with his strikes. The blue card, so PS2 enemy endurance. The more enemy battle members there are, the more Broly's damage inflicted will go up. So the earlier on you get transformed and get a special move on, the opponents when they have a full team, the more damage they'll do, and the easier you could probably destroy them. So deals massive explode damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, nullifies endurance for free time accounts, that's standard, minus 20% to enemy sustained damage cut effect for free time accounts, and applies the following effects to self according to the number of remaining enemy battle members. So if they got full team plus 50% to damage inflicted, 1 defeated 30 and 2 defeated 20. Okay, still really good, and it obviously has blast armor. His special drawn arts upon activation and cancel enemy buff effects and more on hit. So applies the following effects to self upon activation, which draws the card if you have Field Fury, restores health by 10% and ki by 50, plus 20% to damage inflicted for 10 time counts, and upon hit gives them 20% to damage received for 15 time counts and is comboable. Fantastic. Okay, the main ability for him, draw special move arts as well as nullify unfavorable element factors, put the final nail in the coffin. So draw a special move arts card next, restores own health by 30%, ki by 50, and unfavorable element factors get nullified for 15 time counts, cancels attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. You need 15 time counts for that, so essentially 35 time counts into the game you could be absolutely insane. So unique ability 1 for him, so both offense and defense will get huge buffs upon transforming. After transforming, as well as when Broly enters the battlefield, defensive will especially be strengthened via a debuff to enemies arts power and more. So after transforming, he gets another 15% damage inflicted, 60% to own ki recovery. He nullifies his typing for 20 time accounts, inflicts all enemy with attribute downgrade, minus 15% to strike and blast arts power for 10 time accounts, and minus 20% to special move ultima and awakened arts for 10 time accounts. So basically, they just power's gone down. Fantastic. Following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. So another one, he just gets card when he enters. Okay, stores own ki by 30, nullifies enemy cover change for 5 time accounts, minus 1 card draw speed, minus 50% to power for strikes and blasts, minus 20% to special move ultimate and awakened power for 10 time accounts order from. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card, plus 50% to damage inflicted for 10 time accounts, nullifies enemies reduced ki. Pretty similar stuff to before. Yeah, here they have the same thing when defeating enemies, the exact same as the main ability. Card draw speed, vanish back, restores health, ki, 20% damage, and activation is shared before and after transforming. So this is when he's transformed, so it makes sense. One time only, nullify the enemy's cover change and special cover change against Broly's strike and blast arts, and deal damage on top of that. Returning to standby will reset the activation, so keep in mind that this can be used twice. Okay, so knock back enemies to long range if a cover change is performed against a strike. Same thing. The following effects occur when changing cover, so 50% to health, ki 30, nullifies unfavorable elements for 20 time accounts, reduces enemy ki by 50. The nullification of typing is for 3 times. So if performed against this character's strike or blast arts attack, nullifies enemies cover change or special actions that activate when changing cover and knocks them back to long range. Activate once. After nullification, activation count resets only once when this character is switched to standby. Okay, so through my understanding of this, he will get this twice in total, which is what I said here. So yeah, that seems pretty insane. The following effects occur if a cover change or special action are nullified. Restores own ki by 30, cancels own attribute downgrades under normal conditions, deals impact damage, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 100% to health restoration for 10 time accounts. The damage from this attack cannot cause the enemy to be defeated. Pretty much the same with all of that. Comboable with everything. Charges own unique gourds every time this character uses an arts card while they are on the battlefield, so makes sense. When it's full, he'll draw more cards. You knew that. Restores health by 10% and ki by 30, 20% to damage inflicted, 30% to damage inflicted for 5 timer counts, and nullifies the cover change. Yeah, this dude seems insane. Like, with how much damage inflicted he can get in total, I feel like at peak he's getting hundreds and hundreds of percentage of damage inflicted. Like, that's gonna be insane. I can imagine using this dude at minimum 6 stars is gonna be fantastic. I feel like he is gonna be just that powerhouse. I feel like defenses might be what hurt him, but we gotta see just how well, because he does defend pretty well with his kit, but we need to see his stats, we need to see other sort of stuff like the kind of cards he holds and whatnot. But overall, seems insane. Will definitely be in the top 10. We'll have to see how he does. If he's as insane as I'm thinking, he can push into that top 3 best units in the game. If not, I could imagine him in maybe top 7, top 5, but we'll have to see after using it. But I am super excited for him, definitely summoning on it. Hopefully the banner has some good filler units, because they just never do. I want Super Baby 2 to be on there, but he got his pickup banner for some reason. But yeah, I want him, I want the Vidal, I want the Extreme Gohan. I'm all down for this. Let me know if you're as hyped, if not more hyped than me and other guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. If you see more of the feature, subscribe. See you on the next one. Goodbye.